Did you know March 5th is National Employee Appreciation Day? According to a survey by Monster, 58% of workers don't believe employees are appreciated enough in the workplace. And 54% of respondents said they personally feel underappreciated, and 41% saying that they're demotivated as a result. Maybe that's why my staff gave me this. I'm just joking. But I'm not, listen, I'm not perfect, and nobody is. And a lot of times when you're dealing with people who are working for you, you often have to go through the run of the day of all the things that you need them to do. And sometimes you don't have the time, or this is just not daily, that you tell them how much you're appreciated. Also, there's a fine line that you can't be going, oh, I appreciate you, I appreciate you, I appreciate you every 2 minutes. So where is the fine line? Of course, you have bonuses, you have raises, you have time off, you have the understanding that you're listening to them, but sometimes it does not have to be that big. Often at the Shark Group, when we were in an office, we would bring bagels, have a game night, or do something else like that, where people felt like they had to not work, but they got to know each other. How many people here how many people here believe that they are not appreciated at their place of business? Let me see a raise of hands if you feel like your boss does not appreciate you. Let me see. I'm going to give people a chance to see if I want to see how many people. Yeah, somebody just said act of random kindness, huge or small. That's right. Oh, a lot of people are right here saying that they are not appreciated at their place of business. Wow. And that is truly unfortunate. Maybe some of your coworkers or your boss is checking you out right now and going that, you know what? I think somebody just said something amazing. Nicole buys flip-flops, or somebody said, I appreciate myself. And that's true. You have to have full appreciation of yourself, and nobody else in the world should be responsible for your happiness. But I didn't say that you should be unhappy at your place of business if you feel underappreciated. But it is nice to feel like you're working as a team and working on something collectively and something greater, and they appreciate your effort. It goes the other way too for bosses, right? A lot of bosses say, you know what, I'm busting my ass and trying to get these deals done, or go out there and make sales because I want to make sure that I keep employing people. And there's often we all know the employees are people who don't take their job serious, or they don't value their job, or their head may be in a different place and they show up late, they leave early, they don't participate in the team. So also your boss is human too. So do me a favor. Here's my exercise for you. Call up the people that you do appreciate, and or ping them or do something and say, I appreciate you on National Employee Day, right? That gives it a perfect way there's a segue for you to do it instead of you just doing it randomly. Just on the 5th, call them up or text them or do something for them and say, by the way, it's National Employee Appreciation Day, and I want to show you that I do appreciate you. This is a great time to do it. And even if they aren't doing the greatest they can, you may want to say, I appreciate you. I wish you would work a little bit harder. Or I think there's greater things for you to do here. I think that you are not living up to your fullest potential, and I want to see you win. And I appreciate you. Those are a couple of things that you can absolutely do. Listen, I'm going to bring some people in right now. Whoever's here, raise your hand or whatever it is that requests me to bring you in. And I'm going to bring you in and talk to you a little bit and hopefully you have some good questions, or you have some good information to share with everybody. And by the way, take advantage. I think the next week or week and a half, the PPP loans are out for businesses with 20 employees and under. A lot of people got left out, but this is a great criteria where the larger companies or whatever happened with the last PPP, shut some people out. But if you are a small business and you got 1 employee, 2 employees, 5 employees, 10 employees, please apply for the PPP, especially minority companies and companies who don't feel like they get a good shot and get funding. A lot of you are just not applying because you are just so tired of trying to apply to things and you haven't gotten it. But do me a favor, please go out and apply. You never know. That PPP could extend your business over the next month or 2 or 3 months. That's what it's there for. And in that time, things may get back to a little bit better, back to normal. Or in that time, you may figure out something else to do for your customer and your clients, and another way to deliver value. or something may happen, because we know that a lot of businesses are just like people. They are living paycheck to paycheck, especially during this time. Please apply for the PPP. If you know somebody with a business that is not applying for the PPP and they have 20 employees or under, please call them up and tell them that they should just try. Please do this. This is really, really important. You paid your taxes for a reason. And don't feel like you getting PPP from the government is anything that you should not be doing, because you paid your taxes all your life for a reason. And this is something that you should take advantage of if you meet the criterias and if you are challenged. All right. So make sure you do. Somebody said, where do I apply? I know that Chase has a program right now out, and they are aggressively going out to educate people to apply. So look up Chase PPP loans or whatever the case is. I don't have the data right in front of me, but I know that you can easily do that. All right. So, let me bring somebody else on right now. Let's see. It's a view to request. Real wants to be in this video. Okay. Somebody. Now we're waiting for S Real, I think. Oh, it's a fan. How you doing?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Where are you?
I'm from India, and
Are you in
it's
India? Are you in India, or are you in America right now?
I'm in India right now. I just regularly
Wow.
follow your.
Well, it's great to meet you. I have a large following in India. I don't know why.
Yeah, you do. We regularly watch your videos. The Shark Tank. It's a very popular show. We do watch it, so you're very popular in India.
So do you, my, I did the DNA thing, the 23andMe, and I am 55%, East Asian, because my grandmother was Indian, and my
Oh,
father's side, because we're from, my father's side from Trinidad, and it is the Indian Trinidadians that, so I think we have some in common.
we have something in common. That's something great. I have
Mhm.
something in common with you.
Oh, great. So you have any questions, or anything I can answer?
Yeah. So since you started this video by asking if we felt appreciated at our workplace. So I just wanted to let you know that before I used to work in a bank, and I had the position of an assistant manager, and I was not at all appreciated at my work. It was a very toxic environment, and then finally I just decided to call it quits, and I left the job, and I've started a company right now. I'm doing something on my own right now. So I think that decision enabled me to get to something so much better. I'm so much happier in my life right now. So if I just wanted to let it out that if you don't feel appreciated at your workplace, if something is beyond, if something has crossed its limit, then please do leave. Just don't stick on to it. That is something I just want to tell. And I don't know if it's right. I want to know if I want your advice on this as well. I don't know if what I'm putting out is right or not. Hello.
Yeah. So you're asking me, you don't know if it's right what you stated?
Yeah, that was just something that made me happy. I don't know if it works for everybody else to just call it quits and to run for something. Hello.
Yeah, listen, I get what you're saying. So, I think you brought up a valid point. Listen, a lot of people, the reality is they cannot leave their place of employment because they have to keep the lights on and they have to feed their family. So, what would I suggest somebody do there? Well, I would suggest you start working on something at night, or in the morning or on the weekends on the side, that could potentially give you the opportunity to leave. Um, it's well known. I worked at Red Lobster for 5 years while I started FUBU, but I would put in, on my day or my week, whatever, my life, I put in, 80% of time over at Red Lobster and 20% of time on FUBU. And until it became 50% here and 50% there. And then when it was 80% of my time at FUBU, and 20% of my time at Red Lobster. Was I happy at Red Lobster? Yeah, I was. But, you know, you have your good days and your bad days, right? And maybe management, treated me decent. But often you deal with customers, and being in the service business, the food service business, can be challenging. And I remember the day like yesterday. I remember, this guy was snapping his fingers and calling me over as a waiter, and he was on a date, I guess, or maybe he was married. I'm not sure. But he was speaking to me in like I was beneath him, and I don't think anybody's beneath any other person. Just because they happen to be a waiter or pumping your gas, it does not mean that that person is not a father or a mother or loved by somebody and they have their own responsibility. So when he kept snapping his fingers, and I remember he kept snapping his fingers and bringing me and say, "Hey, come over here, go get this, go get that." And I remember him saying something to the fact, I think he said something like, "Yo, go get me another tartar sauce." And I remember I had already been working on Fubu for 5 years, and food was just taking off. I remember that day like yesterday, and I said, "You know what? No, you go get your own goddamn tartar sauce. How about that?"
That's so wonderful.
And I remember walking over to the boss and saying at the end of the shift, because I didn't want to leave him hanging, I said, "At the end of the shift, I'm done. I don't want to work here anymore. Thank you." But it wasn't the boss's problem, so I didn't want to take it on the boss and throw my apron at the guy and leave. But so that was my way, right? So your way was you didn't feel appreciated and you left. Boom, right there, no problem. Mine was take a little bit of time, and work on my dream, and then I could leave. So I agree. And,
It worked well for both of us.
huh?
It worked well for both of us.
It worked for both of us. And listen, maybe one day I will see you, and maybe one day I'll be working for you, because hopefully whatever you're starting is going to be so big, and so amazing that we will all be, know your name. All right?
We will we'll meet soon.
What did you say?
Hopefully we'll meet soon, Damon.
All right. Hopefully. All the best.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.